We always get exactly what it is that we want. I was reflecting back on my life this morning and really looking at, all of my experiences and the things that I've manifested for myself. And all throughout my life, at the core of it, when I reflect back, I've always received exactly what it is that I wanted. And there's also been many times where I've had experiences of thinking that I wanted something, but through my life experiences, as I got clear in my heart, I actually found out that that wasn't something that I wanted. And you can reflect on your life and like really look, you and I'm going to take you a bit deeper here because this is quite interesting, because even things that we don't actually want, we can create and manifest for ourselves. Right. And so looking at some examples of my life, of things that I did desire and I did want and I did manifest, one of the biggest things was harmonious twin flame union with my one true love. I remember ever since I was a little girl, even, gosh, like 4 or 5 years old, I always had a desire in my heart, or I felt very driven to find my person. And that was almost everything that I, you know, focus my life around, because I felt like, well, once I have that handled, then every other aspect of my life will naturally fall together. And so I was very persistent. And of course, I had my spiritual awakening. I had many attempted relationships. And of course, if it's not your twin flame, it's not going to quite work out. Right. And so I had many relationships and I learned a lot of lessons throughout. I had my spiritual awakening and realized that I had a twin flame, how the story goes. And through my diligency and really pointing myself into what I wanted consistently, which was my harmonious twin flame union, well, I manifested that, and then my twin flame was living in Norway and we had a desire to live in America. And so we pointed all of our attention and focus into manifesting, moving to and living in America. And here we are. We're here today, living in America. And these are just a couple examples of, and that was even having to go through an entire spousal visa process, having a lawyer, working the very long process in that. And that's just some examples of my life, really big monumental moments in my life where I got exactly what I wanted by me focusing all of my attentions into having that desire and that want fully brought to fruition. And, then on the flip side of that, let's say if there are things that you don't actually want, but you're subconsciously thinking that you want it because there's a perceived benefit from it. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say victim mentality. No one truly wants to feel like they're a victim in their reality, meaning that life is just happening to you and you have no power, you have no control over it whatsoever. No one wants to really feel that. Like, if you bring that to the surface, no one wants to live their life feeling as if they're a victim. But in many circumstances, and even myself, there are times where you will find that there are places in your consciousness that are, wanting to feel like a victim and are experiencing that somewhere in your reality. And that is essentially, this is how powerful we are, is we don't want that, but through life experiences, and if you're taking this healing journey and you're, applying the inner work and finding those places in your consciousness that are unhealed and are in need of love, you're going to find some nasty places such as this. And so when I say, like, for the example of victim mentality, you're going to find in your consciousness that there's a part of you that is having like a perceived benefit of that victim mentality. And an example in that would be, when I've healed this in myself, that victim consciousness, it was feeling that I was getting like nurture and care from being a victim in my reality. But you can have that nurture and that care minus the victim mentality, right? And the way that you do that is you realize, oh, okay, I'm a powerful divine being and everything that I desire is within myself. And so I choose to give myself nurture and care and attention, right? And as you do that, that victim mentality falls away. Okay, and this is how you get clear on what you want and what you don't want, is you have a relationship with life. You explore your consciousness, and we're always getting clear on our dreams and desires. And if you're watching this video, clearly you're manifesting your twin flame union. That is a very clear desire that you have in your heart. And throughout that, you are doing the inner healing work, hopefully, and you're weeding out these places in your consciousness that believe that you are not with your twin flame, okay? So really this message is to help you really understand and reflect back on your own life and see how everything that you want, you are manifesting it. You have manifested it in some way. Even the things that we think that we want, that we don't actually want, we're manifesting that too. And this is why, you want to do the inner healing work. You want to have that relationship with yourself and with life to get clear on, do I really want this? Or do I not? And what I mean by that is, like, do I really want this? It's oftentimes a pattern, like the victim mentality, or it's oftentimes something that doesn't actually serve you and that is not actually loving of you. Let's say, for instance, we're experiencing twin flame or separation from our twin flame. Well, that was a choice that was made somewhere in our consciousness, and we may not exactly remember that pivotal moment when we made that choice to separate from ourselves, which created separation from our twin flame. But that was a choice made. That was something that we thought that we wanted. And so, well, we manifested that experience. And now if you're like me, I decided I didn't want that. I got very clear on, this sucks. This feels bad. And so I started putting all of my attention into what it was that I did want, which was union, union with myself, union with all things. And, I have that in the most intimate relationship that I could have, and that being with my twin flame. And now I'm also cultivating that in all areas of my life, with my life purpose, with my wealth and my abundance, with everything that it is that I desire. And this is for you too. Get very clear on, write a love list. What do you want for your life? What are the things in your life right now that you don't want, right? Look at the things that you don't want and apply the mirror exercise to that. Are you unhappy in your career? Are you unhappy with your living situation? Apply the mirror exercise and love yourself there. Know that, reminder, your reality, your outer reality, is a direct reflection of what is within your being. And that is how you change it. This is basic law of attraction, like attracts like, manifestation, okay? So you get exactly what it is that you want. But the purpose here is to get clear on, do you really want that? And the way that you can logic your way through this is that loving of me? Like, no-brainer. Harmonious twin flame union, that's a no-brainer. Everyone deserves to be in their harmonious twin flame union and is meant to be in their harmonious twin flame union with their eternal lover. That's a loving choice. That's a loving decision. That's a no-brainer. That's very logical. We're all created with a twin flame. We desire to be with our twin flame. We're supposed to be with our twin flame, okay? Take it into your life purpose. Are you happy with what it is that you're currently doing? Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel joyful? Do you feel happy? Do you feel miserable? Do you feel depressed? Well, that's the places that you want to go, because it's clearly indicating that that's not really something that you want for yourself. So explore that. Do your inner healing work the process, and watch what it is that you do truly desire come to fruition and manifest in your life. All right, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.